So a friend of mine indicated that there might be still some fall color left in the Dallas area. And so I'm out scouting for some shots of fall. I've been desperate to get some pictures of fall this year, and I had a chance this weekend over New Jersey in the Northeast, where I had one morning where I was free. I could have gone out and done some photography. Beautiful fall colors there, but somehow I've just not been motivated to get up in the morning and scout out locations and do all the scout work that's involved. And so here I am looking for fall photos in some of the unlikeliest places in North America, quite honestly. Texas is not known for any sort of fall colors, and this forest has some potential with some yellow leaves, but I don't see much fall color. I still see a lot of greens actually, and because of the recent cold weather, it's been pretty much, looks like the green leaves are falling over. Anyway, start looking for some compositions, start doing something of some kind. I don't know, but it's a nice walk through the forest, which is always a nice thing to do on a fall day like today. I'll let you know if I find something. I don't see anything so far. Best places to check for fall colors when you see a bunch of green leaves and you know it's fall is right next to creeks and stream sides and those sort of places, because somehow fall always comes a little earlier right next to the water. And there looks to be some potential down there, but there's no path over here, so I'm probably gonna have to climb back up and find a route over there. I do see some yellow leaves over there, which I'd like to shoot, but I wish I was here this morning when it was freezing, because the water might have been frozen and all these leaves that have dropped down will look quite nice frozen. They're just kind of hard to photograph as they're floating down the river, or whatever this creek is, rather creek. And I think I need to keep searching before the light's out. If anything, if I find something today, I probably need to come back tomorrow. It's really slippery because of all the rain that's fallen. I probably need to come back tomorrow morning for the image. Anytime there's been rain or any slick weather, make sure you're careful. On through the forest. Certainly looks like I didn't get any compositions today. I maybe found one tree with its birch branches and red leaves, but the light already faded. Sorry. Maybe I got here a little too late. Maybe I got here too early. Can't really say for sure because some of the trees have lost all their leaves and then some of them still have them and look like they still might turn colors. Not sure. The sudden freezes here definitely did a number on some of these trees. And it's been an unusually cool November. I'll come back tomorrow morning and see if I can find anything in here. There's definitely potential for some good photography in terms of intimate scenes. But for now, I think the light's almost done. And it's certainly time to go home. Until tomorrow morning, guys. So good morning, guys. I'm back at the Spring Creek Forest Reserve, which is actually, I don't think I mentioned it yesterday, but the place I visited yesterday on the vlog, where I scouted out some locations. As you can see right behind me, there's quite a bit of frost outside, and it's another very cold day in Dallas today. Temperatures around freezing right now, 32 degrees. And couldn't be more perfect for fall photography if I can find the right tree or the right leaves. And yesterday I scouted out a few locations where I see some potential in getting some images, but today I just need to be there at the right time. We'll see what we can get and tag along. Spring Creek Forest Reserve. This place keeps astonishing me. I mean, I didn't think a place like this existed in Dallas. Feels more like a place you'd find in the Northeast. Hopefully you can see right behind me and above me. The light's just hitting these trees in very interesting ways, and all the yellow leaves on the trees are just lighting up like fireflies. And this place has the potential to feel a lot like Lothlorien. Yes, I'd like to refer to Lord of the Rings a lot. And here I am again referring to it. But I just love how these trees are just lighting up above me. And I'm just trying to still find a composition. And I would love to shoot straight up. I'll show you guys. Because look at the color up above me. Just need to still find the right tree, and it's still gonna be a little bit of a struggle, it seems. Need to go find where the creek is again, because I'm kind of lost again. Just followed the trail and listening to the birds, and I kind of lost my way already. Hopefully I can find my way. still waiting on the sun to come up, but I did spot one composition, and it's an interesting one if you ask me, because I don't really see leaves just strewing that often around here, because usually there's no color. But this year the fall color must have brought about, I mean, the fall color came out early, and the wind also came about early, and that's resulted in some puddles of colored leaves. And this is really not my style of composition, or not my style of photography in general. But given the circumstances, the light's not here yet, and I think that will be my first composition. And it's not windy at all, so I can probably execute it without too much of a problem, because there is some swirl in the leaves over here, and that could interrupt the composition now and then. I would say this is probably not the most original composition, because Thomas Eaton on his channel, I'll link it down below, has done a very similar thing, and I'll put the link for the episode. It's still a nice composition. Get your polarizer out so there's no glare. Of course there's no glare right now anyway, because the sun's not out, but you know what I mean. Get rid of the reflections. And first picture, got it set up right now. Let me get set up. I didn't have time to talk about the composition once the tripod was set up, because the leaves were swirling around in the whirlpool and actually slowly going down the stream where I couldn't photograph them. And so I just had to bump up the ISO and hope my image didn't shake or move. And I'm quite pleased with the results actually, given that this is ISO 3200. So a ladybug actually turned up on one of the leaves I was photographing, and I think it actually brought me some good luck, because one of my favorite images of the morning came right after I took that image. I didn't have to walk far, and the sun came out, and I didn't have to walk far for my next composition. I love that tree over there, which above it there's some really nice fall foliage. It's kind of hard to find the right angle for that, because you need to be in the middle of the stream over here. It's freezing in the stream, and I don't have the waterproof boots to get down there. I'll show you the tree where I'm talking about, the tree trunk rather. It's right there. See that? The roots on it are just amazing. They're just lighting up, and then the foliage right above it, and there's a nice reflection right here going on, but it's easy to miss that the tree trunk over there is the highlight of the scene. And one of the best things about landscape photography is when you have a telephoto lens and you just hone in on these details, and you start finding the details in the composition that really make the scenery that much better. And that tree trunk right there is what's making that scene just stand out to me. And I just wish I can get a little closer. And as you can see, got it honed in on my A7R3. Problem solved with the tripod. Pixel shifting this image, and I am absolutely loving this image. It's not your typical fall foliage image, and it's not your typical forest image either, but it does the job in my opinion. It's very easy to sometimes miss how do you call it, miss the forest, miss the trees and look at the forest. I know it's usually the other way around, but in landscape photography you got to really think about looking at the individual trees rather than just the entire forest. And I think I've got a stunner of an image right here. The magic's happening, as Thomas Eaton would say. Yeah, I think came out well, and I'm pretty pleased. Here it is. The settings I put to take this is f5.6. The lowest my telephoto will go down, because I want that separation between the tree trunk and the rest of the leaves and everything else. I probably need to get out of here. I'm still just a few feet away from my first composition over there, but sometimes these places deserve a little bit more time. You take your a little bit more time in tinkering to find your composition. So here's the image. I'm ranting again because I don't know why I'm ranting. Let's just put it that way. This channel should be called Teja's Rants. Anyway, here's the image. As you can see, I just stepped into a huge pile of mud, and I kind of slipped it just a little, enough to get part of my pants muddy, and I got some of it on my lens because I used my hands to stop myself, and I'm not sure whether I should move forward and look for more compositions or just kind of go and clean myself up. Ugh. I hope I don't mess up my car because I did this. I feel like I'm one of those people from The Village. That movie where they come out of the forest thinking that they're the only ones and they encounter civilization. Lo and behold, I came out of a path which I wasn't aware of earlier. I guess there's multiple ways to get into the forest here. Okay, signing off now. I need to figure out how I can hitch a ride here. Thanks for watching, guys, and please hit that subscribe button if you'd like to follow my adventures.